The ABC 10 Race and Culture team is covering Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy, bringing us stories you might have not heard before. Celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day hasn't always been celebrated with marches, parades, ceremonies, and service events. Lead race and culture reporter Kandace explains why.
It's a day on, not a day off.
Come on, put those hands together with us. Come on.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is celebrated every year in the U.S. on the third Monday in January to honor the civil rights icon.
We must not allow our creative protests to degenerate into physical violence.
It's also the only federal holiday designated as a national day of service.
There is no better term to say who Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was than a servant.
Americans are encouraged to follow in Dr. King's footsteps by participating in service activities.
Think about the most marginalized, most under-resourced, most undervalued people, and think of ways that you can service those people.
All men of goodwill must make the right decisions.
Even though MLK Day represents an American hero, service, and unity among all, it took 15 years for the federal government to approve the holiday and an additional 17 years for it to be recognized in all 50 states.
Racism and politics, I think both are hand in hand in a lot of ways in creating the environment for why it took so long for the King Day to be recognized and why it's still being contested to this very day.
Why should we wait to this particular point to begin to determine what should have been recognized?
Representative John Conyers first introduced the bill to make King's birthday a federal holiday on April 8, 1968, 4 days after King's assassination in Memphis. Despite the nation mourning, the bill had limited congressional support.
The first time it's actually brought to the House floor for a vote is in 1979. But it failed on the House floor by like 5 votes. It actually made some people even more enthusiastic about the idea, people like Stevie Wonder.
We all are very much alike.
The famous Motown singer released the Hotter Than July album with the song Happy Birthday to pay tribute to Dr. King.
That comes out in 1980, and he uses that song to kind of galvanize a movement.
The bill eventually made it to the House floor, 15 years after King's murder.
It finally again went up in 1983 for another vote. Overwhelmingly passes in the House, and then 2 days of debate, the Senate passes it.
President Ronald Reagan reluctantly signed the bill into law on November 2, 1983.
There's nothing more human than to be a servant of mankind.
The MLK holiday still faces resistance as some states like Alabama and Mississippi combine MLK Day with Robert E. Lee Day. The Confederate general led the South's attempt at secession during the Civil War. Tomorrow we will have more on the fight for MLK Day and the local connection right here on ABC 10.